How's it going, everybody? This is Nick from Chil, and today we're going to be going over the video review for Something to Live For with freelance filmmaker and current Nashville resident, Jimmy Naples.
How you guys doing?
Hey, Jimmy, I appreciate you doing this with me today.
Yeah, no problem, man.
I figured we'd kind of get right into it, you know? So, basically, we're going to be going over the music video for Something to Live For, which was a song that we went down to DC to work with Austin Bello from Forever's Sickest Kids during a 3-day recording session. So, this was actually the only song that we recorded in that session, so there was just a little bit of pressure on making it great. So, Jimmy, I got a couple questions for you as far as setting up this video before we get into it here. So, Jimmy, how did you start working with Chil, and how did you get picked up for the Something to Live For music video?
Yeah, so the summer of 2017, one of your band members, Ian Minnick, was working on a film with me and a lot of the crew that worked on the music video. And, you know, we became pretty close with Ian throughout the film, and I was talking to the producer of this music video, Laura Catula. I was saying, you know, I'd love to like get into music videos and, you know, just start changing up the pace, because she was like, well, yeah, Ian Minnick's in a band and they're pretty good. And I was like, sick, like, let's talk to him and let's try to get something going. And I think it was just like 2 months later where Ian approached me in the hall and was like, yo, man, I heard you want to do a music video for Chil. And I was like, yeah, let's talk about it. Kind of wanted to go along the route of, because I think in that meeting you guys said you guys wanted to be pretty artsy, but also kind of convey this concept that social media and technology is kind of, you know, ruining this society in a sense.
Yeah.
So I think in our original meeting, I was like, all right, cool, your colors are gold, black, and white. I was like, if you had to choose a secondary color, what would it be? And I think it was Nick that said red. I was like, all right, we could run with that. You know, we kind of came up with all these ideas of how we were going to portray social media being bad in an artsy, fun way for viewers to, like, enjoy the video. And I think we nailed it. We kind of wanted to keep gold. Everything gold was, like, band performance. So, like, our main set was essentially the gold set. So anytime we cut to band performance or anything like that, like the full band, it was all gold. And then the red set, anything in red was kind of symbolizing, like, you know, I think with red, you either see power or you see negative. And I think in this video, it was more the negative side, because, you know, we showed all the negatives of what social media is doing, essentially in a fun music video type way. Oh
yeah, cool. Let's get into the video.
So here is the video. Give me 1 second.
So one of the coolest things is that little clock setup that you have right off the bat, too.
Alright, so this shot right here, the clock shot with, as you can see, made out of phones. It's kind of something I thought of like the day before the shoot with Meg, and it was kind of cool with like the beat of how the song starts to like start here and like kind of let the audience know, you know, there's gonna be shots like this where it's like symbolizing something, and then there's gonna be band performance. Clock made out of phones, and essentially what we're saying here is, you know, phones are a waste of time. This is kind of what this shot symbolized, and I think it worked out pretty well.
Oh, it looks great.
I was a big fan of it.
It's got a bunch of rocking out here. Yeah, that gold set looks great too.
You want to talk about this shot?
Yeah, go for it, man.
So this was a shot idea we had, you know, kind of having that like Instagram model, you know, I mean, nowadays you see just millions of them, and
yeah.
it's one of those things where like, you know, you see them in person and it's that first half of the frame, it's kind of dull, and
Mm-hmm.
they might not have a personality, they might not be as pretty as they are on Instagram, but with, everything we could do now with social media and editing and all this, Photoshop, it's kind of like that filter we put on our face. So,
Oh yeah.
as in like real life, for lack of better words, you're just yourself. And then you go on Instagram and you try to be this persona of someone else. So this shot here kind of sets up for a shot later in the video. As you can see, we have a band hanging out together, but what are they doing? They're all just texting and not socializing because, like we said before, this is the world we're living in. So, you see this shot, and then later there's a moment, and I'll stop it on there, but there's a moment where there's a big part of the song where like it's a group sing, and the lead singer Nick, on the left there, kind of is like, hey guys, let's do this video, and they're all super happy, and then instantly go back to their phones. It's like we see it every day. You pose for that 5 seconds of fame or whatever, and then you're just back to being normal, sucked into your phone. It's just how it is.
Just Mikey smashing everything up.
So the smashing of the toys was to symbolize kind of like kids don't want to play with toys anymore. It's give me the iPad, give me your phone. It's everything's just so head down in the screen nowadays, and it's like, me growing up, and I'm sure you too, we just always wanted toys.
Oh yeah.
When we got to our like late teens, early 20s is kind of when this whole technology, social media thing started really blowing up, and that's kind of what all the toy smashing symbolizes.
Yeah, I thought that was a great shot too.
So here's a shot of, actually this was my little cousin, and he came in for a couple shots, but around him you could see the smashed toys that we were doing throughout the video. And what is he doing? He's playing on an iPad, because it's just like the toys don't mean anything to the kids anymore. They just want to play the games on the phone or the iPad.
Yeah.
I think this is such a powerful shot if you really stop and take a look at it. It's so true at this day and age. Yeah, I was a big fan of these.
Yeah.
So this shot is probably one of my favorites from the music video. I mean, you just look at it and you're like, man, that's pretty powerful. Two people on a date on their phones, and it's like, we tape their mouth just to symbolize like, oh, we don't need to talk, and it's just like, I don't know, this image to me is just one of the most powerful images I think I've shot to date.
Yeah.
Because it still stands true today. I mean, you see it every day.
One of the funny things about like this shot too was like, I hadn't met Brooke prior to this. So when she was going into makeup, I was walking out to catering, and you brought her by and just introduced her. It was just like, hey, I'm Nick, Brooke, cool. And then the next time we were in the same like shoot thing together, I just had to like sit down, duct tape over our mouth, and be like, all right, this is about to be super awkward. Let's do it.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of like one of those things where, I mean, like you said, it's super awkward, and I feel like this shot is kind of how society feels on dates, because we're so sucked into our phones, and like when we do go on a date, we're like, I'm so used to sitting behind a screen and talking to you.
Yeah.
How do I do it in person,
Right. Yeah, no, that's a cool one. That's a really cool one. Yeah, I think this video does a really good job of just like showing like the difference of like the gold and the red stuff too.
100%. I mean, this shot, I mean, it's probably in there for 5 to 10 seconds, you know, this little scene, but this was that Snapchat filter scene where, you know, I think the line in the song is like maintain a public face to act like a celebrity. Or no, it's literally put a filter on your face.
Yeah.
So like it fit perfect for, you know, what we were aiming for as far as the message of the video and the song. It was just like this little moment, you know, and I'm pretty sure all three of these faces were Snapchat filters at the time. Even now, I mean, we shot this video 3 years ago and it's so relevant still.
Exactly.
You know, it's crazy.
Dude, I forgot about this.
So this is a part, I mean, I'm sure all of you recognize when it comes up. It's, you know, someone is swiping on a dating app. And Ian wanted to do this scene so bad. I was like, yes, Ian, you could do it, man. But it just kind of goes to show how kind of like shallow dating apps and like the whole thing is. I mean, you're solely basing it off looks. No, yes. You know, so I think this thing really kind of showed, again, like, I mean, this still happens today. And I'm going to probably keep saying this throughout this video. It's just like, this is all super relevant of what's going on today.
Yeah, so these chain shots are really cool, but this is the first time that you're seeing like, you know, Chil as an artist being affected by what's going on directly.
Yeah, so this is the first time you see Chil performing in the red setting, and the chain, like, I mean, the set chains hanging from the ceiling, I think we talked about earlier, symbolize, you know, everyone's trapped in this technology world, and
Yeah.
Nick right here can't leave his mic because he's trapped, you know, and it's just, we kind of played that throughout the video, you know, just helped play along and give another visual for the audience so they're not getting bored with the gold scene. They're great shots. I mean, you instantly know what it's about, I think.
Oh, yeah. That was the most awkward thing I've ever had to do.
When you had to rip off the tape and sing to her.
Yeah.
I was like, Nick, man, just do it. Just give me your all, and you were like, man, this is so awkward. I was like, trust me, it looks great. That was a good time. So here's the shot I was talking about earlier where, you know, there's, you know, something cool's happening around you or something, so we all get on social media and post it and act like we're having the best time ever. And then I think you see here in a little bit, so this shot is kind of funny. It's literally, so it was a funny shot. We were very like, should we do it, should we not? But I think it fit. You know, it's literally a guy going to the bathroom in the middle of the open. And what it symbolizes is you don't have privacy when you're on these social media apps or anything. It's, you know, and it just fit too to have them on the phone because, you know, how many people do that nowadays? It's just like, everyone does it.
So I remember the way that you talked Ben into the shot being an easy shot was when Ben was getting kind of nervous about it because there's like 20 people in the room. You went over, stood next to him, and just pulled your pants down and was like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, there was probably like 10 or so people just staring. Like, I mean, you look at this shot, it's pretty wide.
Yeah.
And like behind the camera is just like probably 10 to 15 people just staring at you do this.
No, that's a good one. some more of those Tinder shots.
Yeah. Yeah, I think after that bridge into this last chorus, we kind of just started cutting around to everything we already shot.
Yeah. Ian smashing that computer is such a good shot, too.
Oh, yeah.
And that's it, man. That is something to live for. We are going to be doing the video breakdown for Beautiful Mess next, so feel free to check that out, too. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, man.